Welcome back to Hollywood Bulletin. Today we uncover a story that is as heartbreaking as it is unforgettable. The truth about Don Rickles and Johnny Carson, two men who made America laugh for decades, yet carried behind-the-scenes tensions that the world never saw. Don Rickles was the man who could make anyone laugh. From presidents to Hollywood royalty to his most iconic stage partner. Johnny Carson, their chemistry on The Tonight Show lit up late-night television. And to the audience, it seemed like an unshakable friendship built on trust and laughter. But when Carson walked away from The Tonight Show in 1992, everything changed. What Rickles thought he was promised never came true, and that disappointment would turn into bitterness that haunted him for the rest of his life. Before his passing, Rickles revealed secrets about his friendship with Carson that shocked even his closest fans. Don Rickles was born in 1926 in Queens, New York, the son of Jewish immigrants. Growing up in Jackson Heights, humor became his shield and his gift. Like many young men of his generation, his life was interrupted by World War II when he enlisted in the Navy at 18. Serving on the USS Cyrene, though he didn't see direct combat, those years gave him discipline and perspective. When the war ended, he dreamed of acting and trained at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. But rejection after rejection left him frustrated, so he turned to comedy, not out of ambition but as a way to survive on stage. His breakthrough came not from rehearsed jokes, but from quick comebacks to hecklers. The crowd roared with laughter at his sharp insults, and from that moment, insult comedy became his trademark. He perfected a style where he could roast anyone and make them laugh harder than they ever expected. That balance between venom and warmth turned him into a star. Everything changed the night Frank Sinatra sat in his audience. Rickles looked at him and said, "Make yourself at home, Frank. Hit somebody." And instead of being offended, Sinatra loved it. He became Rickles' biggest supporter. Opening doors to Las Vegas and beyond, Rickles earned nicknames like the Merchant of Venom and Mr. Warmth, capturing the paradox of his act. Venom in words, but warmth in spirit. Soon television came calling. From celebrity roasts to talk shows, Rickles dominated screens across America. And then came The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, the stage where Rickles would cement his legacy and where his most complicated friendship would unfold. When Rickles first appeared with Carson in 1965, the spark was instant. Carson, smooth and calm, was the perfect straight man, while Rickles was chaos, bold, and unfiltered. Together they created television magic. Audiences tuned in not only for Carson's monologues, but to see Rickles wreak havoc. Their most famous moments included Carson storming onto the set of Rickles' sitcom to confront him for breaking his cigarette box, and Rickles roasting Carson on live television, mocking his marriages, his money, and his fame. The banter felt like friendship, but behind the curtain, things were far more complicated. Carson was known to be distant off camera, cold and private, while Rickles believed their connection was stronger, only to discover later that it may have been more performance than reality. Carson's private life was filled with demons, 4 broken marriages, struggles with alcohol, and the devastating loss of his son Richard in a car accident. Behind the charming host was a man haunted by anger, grief, and an obsession with control. Rickles often joked about Carson's aloofness, but those jokes had truth buried inside them. And when Carson retired in 1992, Rickles thought he had a chance at the throne of late night. After all, he had been by Carson's side for decades. But NBC handed the role to Jay Leno, and Rickles felt betrayed, believing Carson had misled him. The bitterness was real and it never left him. The on-screen banter gave way to quiet resentment off-screen, and their once electric partnership became a source of pain. By the time Carson passed away in 2005, Rickles carried decades of unresolved emotions. The tribute show brought old friends together, and Rickles spoke with surprising warmth, calling Carson a complicated genius and the best straight man a comedian could ever have. It was a rare moment of honesty, acknowledging both the brilliance and the distance that defined their relationship. For Rickles, it was closure, but also a reminder that what audiences saw under the bright lights wasn't always the truth. The laughter was real, but the friendship was complicated, layered with admiration, resentment, and lost opportunity. Don Rickles left the world in 2017, remembered as one of the sharpest and most fearless comedians to ever take the stage. His story with Johnny Carson remains one of the most fascinating chapters in television history. A tale of laughter and betrayal, respect and bitterness, comedy and tragedy. It shows us that even the funniest men carry pain behind the curtain. Do you think Don Rickles should have been given The Tonight Show after Johnny Carson? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this story, don't just scroll away. Hit that like button, share this video with fellow fans of classic comedy, and subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin. And don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss the untold stories of Hollywood's biggest legends.